My dear brothers and sisters, Surah Al-Baqarah is the longest chapter of the Quran, and it serves as a complete roadmap for building a righteous, balanced, and God-conscious life. It was revealed in Medina at a time when the Muslim community was forming its identity, facing challenges, and learning how to live by divine guidance. This chapter teaches us who we are, what Allah expects from us, and how we should walk on this earth. Surah Al-Baqarah begins by reminding us that the Quran is a guidance for those who are mindful of Allah, people who believe in the unseen, establish prayer, and give from what Allah has provided. It then describes three types of people: the believers, the disbelievers, and the hypocrites. This early section teaches us to examine our hearts and intentions, because faith is not just words. It is sincerity, action, and trust in Allah. The surah then takes us through the story of humanity's beginning. Allah tells us about Adam, peace be upon him, how he was honored, how he slipped, and how he was forgiven. This teaches us that human beings are not meant to be perfect, but they are meant to return to Allah whenever they fall. A major portion of the surah addresses the children of Israel, recounting their blessings, their struggles, and their repeated turning away from divine commands. These stories are not for blame. They are lessons for us. Allah shows us what happens when a community receives guidance but becomes arrogant, selective, or forgetful. Through these stories, Allah warns us not to repeat the same mistakes. The surah also introduces a change of the Qibla, from Jerusalem to the Kaaba in Mecca. This was a test of obedience, showing that true faith is not tied to direction or ritual alone, but to submission to Allah's command. Then, Surah Al-Baqarah lays down the foundations of Islamic law and ethics. It speaks about marriage and divorce, financial dealings, charity, fasting, hajj, justice, and social responsibility. It teaches us that Islam is not just a belief in the heart. It is a way of life that shapes families, communities, and societies. One of the most powerful themes in this surah is the relationship between wealth and righteousness. Allah commands us to give generously, to avoid interest, and to deal with people fairly. The surah ends with the longest verse in the Quran, the verse of debt, showing how deeply Islam cares about honesty and clarity in financial matters. Toward the end, Allah reminds us that He does not burden any soul beyond what it can bear. The surah closes with a beautiful prayer of the believers, asking Allah for forgiveness, mercy, and strength. These final verses are a gift to this ummah, words that bring comfort, hope, and protection. In essence, Surah Al-Baqarah is a training manual for the heart, the mind, and the community. It teaches us faith, discipline, humility, justice, and reliance on Allah. Whoever lives by this surah finds clarity in confusion, strength in hardship, and light in darkness.